Hello, welcome to Dual Credit World History B, Unit 3, which is about global conflicts. Most global conflict, we're talking about World War II in this. Of course, this is one of my favorites because we're able to go into World War II, and it's also kind of fun to see this from a world stage instead of what I'm used to, which is seeing it from the US stage. Um, okay, before we start, I want to inform you about your project for this unit. And your project for this unit is a DBQ, which is a document based question. Okay, what that means is that I will give you a prompt. I will give you something that you need to write about, and I will give you a series of documents that you need to use in order to answer that prompt. Okay, you're not going to do any other research. You're just going to use the documents given you to answer the prompt. All right. If you do any other research, then I give you a 0 and I say redo it. Okay. So you don't want to do that because that would be a lot of work for no reason. All right. So don't do that when you do the project. Okay. We're talking about World War II. Um, First of all, we talk about kind of between the wars and what was happening. And we know that in the United States, there was kind of a recession, a depression going on. And that was, of course, going on in a huge scale in the world as well. And so then there was a lot of the blame game, whose fault is it? Because we're now a world power. This is just my favorite picture from the Great Depression and kind of what was going on in Europe at the very same time. So, what happened was that fascism took over in the countries in Europe. Okay, so we had Germany and Italy and the rise of fascism there. And fascism is the idea that if I just tell you everything to do, then it will all be okay, which of course is not how it really happens. There was a lot going on in Europe at the time. There were a lot of people trying to take over Africa still. It was a very patriotic war in a lot of situations. And then in lesson 14, we talk about the Holocaust. And there's a discussion question about the Holocaust that I go into more in depth. And the Holocaust, I've done quite a bit of research on the Holocaust, as I'll talk about in in the discussion, and so really, really sad stuff there. And then in the Pacific theater, finally the war ended in Europe, but we were still fighting Japan, and America decided that what we needed to do was to make the atomic bomb. And so that was what was done, and um, it was finally put down on Hiroshima and Nagasaki in Japan. I've actually been to Hiroshima, Hiroshima, whatever you call it. And it's really interesting to go and to see that these people don't blame the United States for what happened because it was kind of inevitable that someone was going to come up with the atomic bomb. But the museum there is more kind of an understanding of the tragedy that happened with the atomic bomb and the idea that we don't want a nuclear event to happen in the future. Anyway, so please remember your DBQ, which has to do with is fascism meant, did Stalin start the war? That's going to be your prompt for the DBQ. And I have a lot of documents that talk about that. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to talk to me. And I'll see you soon. Bye bye.